Greetings. I'm Dave Cohen, Director of the Wellesley DPW. I'm here with Town Engineer Dave Hickey, and on behalf of the Board of Public Works, it's our pleasure to present to 2021 Annual Town Meeting, Article 18, Reconstruction of Grove Street. I'll start by giving a quick overview of our major road reconstruction plan, and then turn it over to Dave Hickey to talk about the specifics of Grove Street. We have over 17 miles of major connector roads that we reconstruct using bonding, developer funds, or Chapter 90. We typically design one year and then construct the next. For your information, Walnut Street is up next. The design is underway now, and we have funds requested to construct in FY23. Here you see the list of the major connector roads that are included in that plan.
Thanks, Dave. So here you see a graphic showing the project limits. At the northerly end and on the right-hand side of the page is the town center, and down the bottom and left-hand side of the page is our town limit with the town of Needham. A few interesting things to mention are that along the corridor we intersect with the Fullerbrook Trail, and at Benvenue Street we're very close to the Sudbury Aqueduct Trail. The project also will intersect with Dover Street, which right now is a complicated intersection needing a few safety improvements. The Grove Street Reconstruction Project is requesting to borrow $3 million for the reconstruction of 7,400 linear feet of road. The project was last constructed and resurfaced in 1993. There was a leveling course that was added between Benvenue and Pembroke in 2017. In general, the project has a lot of small issues with its alignment, with its width, and particularly with its sidewalk, where in many places it's at the same elevation as the roadway. The project will also improve the intersection with Dover Street, adding some safety measures, signage, realignment, and extending the drainage so that that intersection will be improved. Sidewalks will be widened, particularly in between the Fullerbrook and Sudbury Aqueduct trails in front of Dana Hall. The road itself will undergo what's called a SAMI, which is a stress-absorbing membrane interlayer, and it involves reshaping the surface of the road using the existing asphalt with a cold planer, then the installation of a rubber layer with a stone chip seal above it, the final surface being a brand new bituminous, smooth wearing surface. The construction is expected to occur this summer. Here are some photos that show the condition of Grove Street. In these photos you can see some of the existing trenching that is a problem, as well as some stress cracks, and some shots of the sidewalk and the concerns that we've got with lack of curbing and low elevation of the sidewalk as compared to the street. As we go through the design for a project like this, there are a number of things that we will need to consider. First, by doing some roadway cores and looking at the incidence of stress and cracking of the road, we can make some choices of what the right treatment is. Sometimes it's a full depth reconstruction, sometimes it's a mill and overlay, or possibly a chip seal. In the case of Grove Street, we've chosen a stress-absorbing membrane interlayer. We also look at things like safety improvements, whether that's signage or lighting or alignment, realignment of intersections. We look at the condition of the curbs and the need to extend curbs or replace curbs, as well as drainage. The water and sewer is also investigated. We look at the sidewalk and the network on surrounding streets and look at opportunities to make better connections to that network. We go through the design protocols for the complete streets, which asks us to look at users other than just vehicles. So what are improvements that could happen for pedestrians or bicyclists or multimodal opportunities? And we coordinate our work with other utility companies. In the case of Grove Street, this required National Grid, who has been out there over the last year and a half putting in a new gas main in much of Grove Street. So here you see an anticipated schedule of work. We expect that the project will last 4 to 5 months. It will start as soon as possible in July, usually with utility work in the realignment that I mentioned at Dover Street. Then it will go into sidewalk work, ADA ramps, ultimately ending in the resurfacing of the roadway and the signage, striping, cleanup, looming, and seeding. The last 2 slides list out some typical construction questions and their answers. We are happy to report to town meeting that at this point the DPW has bids in hand for the project, and we are preparing to work so that we can start as early as possible in July, subject to town meeting approval for the funding. We are also pleased to report that the second bid process that we went through this last February represents approximately a $371,000 savings over a similar process last year. We ask for your favorable action on this motion.